Stop recording video. Speech off.
Okay, sorry about that little bit of text-to-speech at the beginning there. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. Yay. You know. By the way, I apologize if you see some extra lighting in the background. My television is on, so I apologize about that if you do see it. So, anyway, welcome to the weekly chat vlog. First of all, I want to fill everybody in on a change that I've decided to make in regard to the cochlear implant progress updates. I'm going to do one once a month now, unless something significant happens. So it will be toward the beginning or toward the end of every month. I will be doing updates. So I'm not. Right now I really don't have a lot to talk to bring up every week. So I've decided to do one once a month now. So anyway, the next one will be in probably after Thanksgiving in November. Although I do have a mapping session 2 weeks from today, so there's a chance I may do one earlier, but anyway. And also, before I go any further, to those that celebrate, I wish a very happy All Saints Day today. I know a lot of Western churches will be doing All Saints either today or this coming weekend. I know in Orthodoxy, it's All Saints is at another time of the year. I can't remember when it is, but to those that are celebrating today, a happy All Saints Day. So anyway, a couple of stories this week, actually. There's a story that I forgot to tell in the implant update on Monday, and I'll go ahead and tell it now because it's comical in a way. So last week, I had an issue on Wednesday and most of Thursday where I was not able to wear the implant processor because the battery was not going on there correctly. And I wasn't sure what was going on. So it's hard to describe how this sound processor works, how you do it, but I'll try. Basically, the rechargeable battery is, it takes up most of the processor. It's a big, chunky thing. And it twists on, so you align the spine. There's a tactile part of the battery, and you align that a certain way with the port on the processor, and you twist it, and they twist together. And but it wasn't going on right, and so I called the clinic that I go to, and I told them what was going on, and they said, "Hey, come on in when you can, and we'll see what we can do." So last Thursday afternoon, I went in. I had to take 2 hours off of work to do it, and I went in, and I didn't see the doctor. The patient care coordinator saw me. And it turns out that there is a childproof lock that is on the processor that is not very tactile that had been switched on. And that's why the battery could not go on there. So, we ranted about how poorly that was designed for about 10 minutes when I got there. It was really, because it was a simple matter of taking the thing and flipping it back to the middle. And I realize why it's on there. It's to keep kids from playing with twisting the batteries on and off and, stuff like that. I get that. But I really hope that in the Nucleus 9, in the next generation of sound processors, whenever that comes out, I'm really hoping that they address this issue because it's, it has, and it's not tactile. She acknowledged it. It's not, I can barely feel the lock. And it's not designed to be obvious. I get it. It's not supposed to be obvious, but it was just, it set me back a day, about 2 days, where I did not have the implant on. And so it was really, I'm supposed to wear the implant daily. And so it, funny, but not funny at the same time. And please understand that, there are advantages and disadvantages to the way they designed it. I think the cons outweigh the pros. She told me, she said, you're not the first to be fooled by that lock, when you think you've broken it and then it turns out that you did not. But she said I hope that they redesign it on the next generation. And I do too, because where they put it, it can barely be felt. It can barely be felt. And you feel this little dot, and you have to really get your fingernail in there and stuff like that. But thankfully, I haven't had any difficulties with it since. So, and I've shown a couple of people at work, I've shown one person at work how to make sure that the lock is in the middle. So in case that happens again, because what it is it's a 3-position switch, and it stays in the middle, and you slide it to the left or right to engage the lock. That's how it works. And so it led to some, it was funny, but not funny, like I said. And I started watching NFL Red Zone not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before. I started watching that again with the implant in, along with the hearing aid. And it is a lot more tolerable because Red Zone is mostly dialogue and stuff like that. So I loved it. So anyway, so I've been asked by several people how my transition from Uber back to paratransit went. Has been going, and it has been going okay. On Wednesday morning, I had a driver that did not even bother to find me. I was standing outside, and he did not even try to find me, so I got no-showed. And if you're not familiar with paratransit, if you get, usually with most paratransit agencies, if you get 3 no-shows in 30 days, your service is suspended. But this is my first one, but I think they got it rescinded, because when I told them that I'd been standing out there waiting for the driver and that he hadn't found me, I think they got it. But I did have to use Uber on Wednesday morning, and thankfully it was a driver that I have had before. And he was very good. So it wasn't anything to make a big deal out of. Now, getting home is another story, because I live about 2 minutes away from my workplace, and I have been the one that has been picked up the latest almost every day this week, except for one, which was Monday afternoon. And it was crazy how late I've been picked up. Yesterday I didn't get picked up till almost 5:30 p.m. So I was at work for almost an extra hour. Thankfully, they know that sometimes people get picked up late, and so there's no, we have a guard there. We have a security guard there that keeps an eye out and stuff like that. So it's really good. But I found it so funny. On Wednesday, the guy that there's another guy that lives about a block away from me, and he got picked up about 20 minutes before I did, which was just hysterical. He got picked up on time. For Tuesday, for Wednesday and Thursday, I didn't even get picked up in my window. I got picked up after my pickup window. But it's something that if you take paratransit, you know that you're on their time, not on yours. So, I totally get it. I totally get it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I would rather do this than take Uber to and from work. I would rather do this, even though it means that I sometimes have to do extra waiting because the rides are cheaper and the drivers are good. Not that Uber drivers are bad, because I have had plenty of phenomenal Uber drivers. I really have. I've had plenty of phenomenal Uber drivers. But anyway, today should be a little bit better because because on the Fridays that we work, we get off work at 3:30 p.m. So it should be a little bit better before rush hour, a little bit before rush hour starts. So, and also, so that has been going okay. I got my trips for next week booked yesterday. I also want to mention, I think I forgot to talk about this last week, and I'm not going to say very much about this, but I am looking into moving out of my current apartment. I started getting really serious about that a couple of weeks ago, and I'm looking into it. Looking into another complex. I spoke with the manager at one I'm moving into that I'm applying to move into last Friday, and she seemed to be really nice, and whatever. I will explain more in the future about what's going on there, but I will say that I am looking into changing and moving to a new complex. And this has been going on for a while, okay? Those of you that remember the video that I posted a few months ago, this is my wanting to move out has actually gone on since April because of some other issues, mainly financial ones that were going on. So it doesn't have a lot to do with what I mentioned in my video a few weeks ago. But anyway, excuse me. So, in other news, the Hover Air X1 Pro Max has been ordered. I ordered it last Friday afternoon. It has not been shipped yet, but I was told that it would be a little bit before it shipped. But hopefully soon there will be drone footage on this channel from it. And by the way, I know that a lot of people, I got some responses about this when some people found out that I was getting it. And I want to just say that, I understand where people are coming from. But I do want to say that the new X1 Pro Max is definitely not a toy. I do not think it is a toy. It actually allows you to dial in settings on the camera that's on the drone. You can adjust a whole lot more settings than I think you could with the original. And you can do a whole lot of stuff. So it really... The Hover Air X1 Pro and Pro Max were also intended for video professionals in their feature set. And, I feel that I felt that the Pro Max would give me the most flexibility. And for the record, I budgeted for this drone. So, it wasn't like I was trying to do an impulse buy. Sam over at The Blind Life, he demonstrated the original Hover Air X1 camera, which I thought about that one. And I was aiming to get that one, and then I learned about the Pro Max, and I felt that was going to be the best option for me because of the fact that you can go up to 8K, although I don't know if I'll be doing a lot of 8K footage, but I think that and also some of the features that it has and the better battery life. And so that's why I ultimately got it. And I recognize that it's not for everybody, even for a lot of other blind vloggers. I completely understand that. But I am personally very excited about the potential for this. So I'm really looking forward to getting it. I don't think I'm going to do an unboxing on the channel, but I will definitely try and get you some footage on the drone. I have an idea to go to Malibu Jacks, which is an indoor family entertainment center that we have here, and have the drone follow me around on the bumper cars. And there will be sound for anybody that wants to know, because the Hover Air drone uses your phone's audio or the beacon's audio. The beacon was my main attraction to the X1 Pro Max, which is an external accessory that you can get for it, that you can clip onto your collar or something, and it helps the drone keep better. It helps the drone track you better, and among other things. And the beacon's got microphones, but if I'm not using the beacon, it will use the iPhone's mic. So there will be sound in my drone videos. So yeah, there will be sound on videos made from the drone. So anyway, so a couple of other things. I would thank you to everybody that responded to with questions privately about the Westinghouse electric blanket that I got. I'm really excited that people are excited about this blanket. It really is a phenomenal blanket. I have had 2 weeks of pretty darn good sleep with it. I've slept really well with it. Also, I want to give a plug for, there is a sleep aid that I have been, I watch Buzzer a lot, and I had been hearing ads about a thing called Relaxium Sleep. And, I do not have a 24-hour sleep cycle. I have non-24-hour sleep-wake disorder. And, let's just say I was taking a lot of Benadryl to try and use as a sleep aid, and I know I shouldn't have been doing that. So when I heard about this, I decided to give it a try, and I got some from the vitamin shop. And I have to say that, I still have trouble sleeping a lot, and I still have rough nights. But I will say that Relaxium is probably the best sleep aid that I have taken. This is not melatonin alone, just for people that are wondering. It's got a whole bunch of other things in it, including natural anti-anxiety agents and several other, and it's a blend. They're huge capsules. They're really big capsules, and you take two per. You can take up to 4 safely per night, which I have done. I actually took 4 Relaxiums last night, but what they encourage you to do is start with 2 and then take 2 more if you wake up and you need to go back to sleep again, which I actually had to do one night last week. I think it was last Wednesday night. I actually had to get up, and I had to take 2 more to get back to sleep again. Or maybe it may have been earlier this week. I honestly can't remember. I honestly can't remember, but it's a $29.99 for a bottle of 60 at the vitamin shop. This is something that I will continue to keep taking. I know there's Hetlios, but I hear it's not cheap, and I hear that it is, and I really don't want to jump through the hoops to try and get it. So, right now I'm taking Relaxium, and I am happy with it. I still have rough patches, but I feel that I'm able to sleep a lot more consistently with Relaxium. than I expected. I mean, it did take a few nights to adjust to taking it, and but it has overall proven to be a good a good sleep aid. So anyway, so if you're having trouble sleeping, I encourage you to try Relaxium Sleep. In without, I don't want to sound like Mike Huckabee in the buzzer ads, but he said your body and mind will thank you, and it's really, he's. I don't think he's wrong. I personally find that I do feel more refreshed after taking Relaxium than ever. So it's been a good sleep aid for me. And so I also want to give a plug to an app for iOS, and I believe there's an Android version called Hallow, Hallow. It is an app for it's intended for Catholics, but any Christian can use it. It's an app with audio meditations in it, and this is the most accessible Christian meditation app I've ever used. I use it for the daily reflections that are in it that Bible scholar Jeff Cavins does. And, they do, I mean, it is a Catholic app, but I think that Protestants can listen to the daily reflections and relate to a lot of them. And it has been a good app. And they also have some challenges and things you can do in there. For instance, I just completed one earlier this week. It was either earlier this week or last week. I can't remember, where we spent 2 weeks reflecting on passages from C.S. Lewis's book, Mere Christianity. And with Bear Grylls and a priest named Father Gregory Pine, who I actually had the pleasure of meeting a few years ago when he was at the Dominican Church in Louisville, and so that was great. And then there's next week there's going to be one where we're going to offer prayers every day for the U.S. and actually someone I know has recorded one of the devotions, which I believe is the one next Tuesday. But anyway, so it just, you don't have to use, if you're not Catholic, you don't have to use the overtly, you don't have to do the rosary or anything like that. You don't have to do the rosary. You don't have to do the Marian prayers or anything like that. There's a whole variety of things that you can choose to do, whether you want scriptural reflections or you want guided meditations about certain things or topics. And it and I really like it. It's worth paying for, in my opinion. Yes, I was attending a Lutheran church before I got my implant, and I haven't gone to a church since because I'm still trying to get used to hearing with it. But I really enjoy the Hallow app, and so anyway, but I'm not trying to push it on people. I'm just talking about my own experience. I tried Abide. That's a Protestant meditation app, and I found that it didn't. It was not that great, unfortunately. I found that it was not very accessible. It was skipping around, jumping around between random ones, and it just didn't make any sense. But Anyhow, but I encourage you to try Hallow if you can. I know there will be people who won't use it, and that's totally fine. You know, there's no pressure from me to use it. There also is another one by the Augustine Institute, which is another Catholic app called Amen, that is also really good and very accessible. I prefer Hallow because of it's got a simpler interface, and also because there's more content. Although Amen is getting better. And Amen actually has a thing where you can do the audio Bible in 1 year. And Hallow does too, but the person who does it, I feel, talks too fast. But that's because of my hearing disability and not out of judgment that I say that. So anyway, if someone talks too fast, they're hard for me to understand. But anyhow, I know this has been a pretty long video. I won't talk a lot more. I won't talk for too much longer. But anyway, I hope that all of you have a wonderful weekend. Hard to believe we're in November already. I'm really glad that daylight saving time will be ending on Sunday. I tend to sleep better when the clocks go back. I can't explain it, but I tend to sleep better. Anyhow, I hope that all of you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week next week. Next week is going to be an off Friday for me. It's the week we get where we get Friday off, which I'm very excited about. Those are always fun. I can watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire rerun on Game Show Network next Friday morning, which I'm very excited about. So anyhow, I can't really talk about what I'm doing at work now because we're in the time of year where we're reading confidential documents. So I can't go into detail. But anyway, I hope that all of you have a wonderful weekend, whatever you choose to do. And I will be back next Friday with another vlog post. And who knows, maybe I'll get the GoPro back out. Give it some love. You know, who knows? Maybe I'll do that. I've been thinking about that, and so maybe I'll get the GoPro back out. Oh, and one real quick thing. I know I mentioned on Monday about my Halloween costume. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what happened yesterday because this is something that I completely forgot to talk about this, but I'll do it now. Yesterday, so I had gotten an inflatable Halloween costume from Spirit Halloween. It was a jumpsuit that what you do is you would put your legs in it, and you were supposed to get it over your head, but I couldn't remember. I couldn't figure out how to do that. There was a fan built into it, and what you did was you turned on the fan, and it would inflate, and when it was blown up, it looked like a green alien was abducting you, was carrying you away, and like it had its arms around your waist. And the idea was that you were the man that the alien was carrying away. I had wanted one of these costumes last year, but wasn't able to get a hold of one. Well, when I tried to figure out how to put it on yesterday morning, the fan broke. And so I literally was not able to wear the costume at all yesterday. It was a real bummer because I paid $60 for that costume. And but what can I say? I mean, I had an IRA agent try to explain to me how to put it on, and he did his best. Okay, I have no issues with the IRA agent at all. But it just sadly it didn't work out. So I can't show that off. I had to throw it out. I was not happy about that. But anyhow. But anyway, I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend and a good week next week. And I will be back next Friday with another vlog post. So until then, if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and click the notification bell. And I will see you all next week. Take care.